Hi everyone, so I'm standing outside at Swartkop's Raceway, the place we all love to be. That COVID kept us away here for so many months and it's all happening again, but under strict conditions. So this is the stuff we have to wear. And when I interview someone, I have to keep our distance so we can drop it and you can see actually who am I talking to. So we got Mr. Gosman here today. Greg, welcome to my show. And tell me, what is going on here with this car story? I just see raffles and I don't know what's the story here.
Yeah, thanks Akhilesh, thanks for having us on the show, we really appreciate it. So yeah, VW Challenge had an initiative with regards to sponsorship. As you know, times are tough and you know things aren't as great as what they used to be. So our current sponsor, Chris Dale, which is one of our competitors in Class A, he you know sort of put forward the initiative that we look at buying a vehicle and raffling it off. So Mr. Dale, being who he is, he put his hand in his pocket and he purchased a Class A VW Challenge car and has put it up for Raffle. And yeah. So
and who is he? What company is he from?
So Mr. Dale owns a company called Pozidrive, so it's Blue Belt Pozidrive. They're a company that are involved in the bakery side of things. So all your bread.
Okay.
We joke he's, as we say, he's the best thing since sliced bread. But sure, that's what he's involved in. He's in the bakery industry, you know, doing all the bread.
And is he here today?
He will be a little bit later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't
I'd
miss
like
him.
to have a word with him.
Yeah, you can't miss him. His personality is as big as what he is. So yeah. So
bigger than mine?
Quite possibly, yes. But it's difficult.
Good.
It's a close first, definitely.
All right, tell me more about the car. It's a Class A Polo?
Yes, so it's a Class A, it's an old Polo spec, the old Polo spec cars that have come into VW Challenge. So it's a 2-litre 16 valve motors with throttles. They run on a limited dictator system, which is policed by dictator. Right. It's got a full Coney suspension right round, brand new seat and steering wheel. They're just sponsored by ATS Motorsport with new belts. And yeah, a brand new set of tyres, and obviously the person that wins the ticket gets a free membership for a year in VW Challenge as well. And the vehicles now are ranging up to about 320,000. So
is that what this car's worth? 300 to 320?
320,000, yes.
And how many raffle tickets are you planning to sell? When are you going to raffle it?
So the whole plan is to raffle it on the last race of this year, at Swartkop's. But now with COVID interfering again, it's been a bit difficult. So the tickets are available. You can get hold of Joanne, our club secretary, if you go onto Facebook, and you can find all the info on our Pozidrive VW Challenge Facebook website.
So it's Pozidrive VW Challenge on Facebook. And the phone number, what?
Phone number, so you can get hold of Joanne, it's 083 628 5360. Yeah, you can get hold of her. And the tickets, what we normally do is, if the guys, we've had guys purchasing from Cape Town, Durban, PE, what they do is they do a payment and then we send them their stub, and we keep the stub. We've got a big glass container which all the stubs go into, so when it's drawn, you know, people can see exactly where their stubs have gone into.
How many tickets do you need to sell?
We've currently got 1,000 made available. We've released the first 500, so we're about 120 away from the first 500. So we've got a bit of a push to go to complete the second round of it. So
and the ticket is?
Ticket is 500 rand.
Guys, for 500 bucks, getting a chance to get into something like this, come on. 500 bucks. All you lemons guys, you can't buy this. It's not 50k, but other guys that really want to race, people that want to see your kids in a car, for 500 bucks, it's worth a chance. And where would they race with you guys? In the Posi Challenge? What is that? Tell me.
It's a Pozidrive VW Challenge, so there's a year membership to that. So yeah, that's ideally where we'd like to keep the vehicle, but there are other options if people have never driven before. Obviously, it's very competitive. If
someone just wins this car, say it's a 14-year-old kid, a dad wins it and he wants to put his 14-year-old kid in here, is that allowed?
The club has to get sort of permission for that to go work through, because Class A is obviously the high-end class of VW Challenge. So for that, we'd like, you know, for 14-year-old rather to go into the Class C sector in the club. But yeah,
But do you guys like have a starters class where any
Yes,
car is
Class C.
okay?
Yeah, Class C we've got, which is our standard 1600 Polo Vivo engines. So that's where the guys are starting, and the class is growing. You know, it's growing from about 3 to 4 cars. We're looking at about 16 cars for the end of the year, and it's the guys like Davy van der Merwe, which is now in your Polo Cup. He started out in Class C. Ferran Basher, which is now currently in Polo Cup. So it's a good stepping ground for guys that want to go forward into the nationals, because obviously it's very competitive. And a Class C car, because it's hasn't got the power that this has got, but it's a very good learning ground for guys.
And this is 2 litre 16 valve.
Yes, yeah.
And what kind of power does it make?
Guys are looking at about 160, 170 horsepower. Obviously it's limited to, if you go out of the VW Challenge spec, obviously the range is a lot more, because you can open up the revving, you can do what you need to do, but because of the limits, you know, that's where the vehicles are plus minus.
Open the bonnet, let's have a look what's under the bonnet here. Let's bring our camera and come and show what's going on under the bonnet here. Right, and here's our bonnet open. Bring that camera a bit closer. So what engine is this? A 2 litre?
2 litre 16 valve. They come out of your Golf 5s and your Audi
Is it that
A3s.
FSI or something?
FSI, that's exactly
Okay,
it.
and it's got throttles on it?
Throttles, yes, which was standard requirement when they were in Polo Cup with a hub manifold, and then that was how they raced in Polo Cup, which have now transgressed over to VW Challenge, and then the Van der Linde exhaust, which most guys opt for, and then that's what you go racing in VW Challenge Class A.
Come guys. Let's check the interior here a bit. Is that a carbon fiber dash or is it dipped?
No, it's a carbon fiber dash with the carbon fiber door panels, and then you've got the carbon fiber foot plate as well. So and then a race technology dash.
And Greg, tell me something now. What is the initiative behind this?
So the whole point is that Pozidrive, their sponsorship ends end of this year. They've been with us for 2 years. So because sponsorships are hard to come by.
Times are tough. Times are tough.
So the initiative was that the club generates its own funding to go forward, for the next 2 years. VW Challenge obviously have a full-time secretary, they have a full-time manager, and then on away races and stuff like that, the club obviously helps with transport and assists with where they can. So that's where the sponsorship money comes into big plays, that we can give back to the competitors.
And if somebody else sees this and want to come on as a sponsor, do they also just go on to your Pozidrive Facebook?
Yeah. They can get hold of us onto our VW Challenge website, and they can send an email, and we're open for anyone that wants to come on board. For a one-make series, I think we can boast that we're probably the biggest series in the country. There's a lot of mileage that we've got. We've got Dunlop on board, ATS, Van der Linde, BPM. So we've got Platinum Wheels is one of our sponsors as well. So we boast and we look after our sponsors really well, and that's helped with the growth of the club over the years.
There's now some passion behind motor racing, like we all have, and we all need it to grow. It's part of our blood. It's part of what we do every day. I think every morning you wake up with the same dream as mine, just to be racing again and having fun, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is having fun, getting guys off the street. Sponsors out there, come on, get hold of Greg or the Pozidrive people on Facebook. Come on, sponsors, we need something to happen here. Our COVID time has really hurt the country badly, and we really need help getting all our motorsport up and running again, keeping your kids off the streets, get them in racing cars, buy a $500 raffle, and you got a chance of winning a 300,000 Rand car. That's it from me, Ismail Peck, over and out.